Well, let's move on to another area that most people struggle with this from time to time, and that is being addicted to spending. You know, we've all been there at our time at lives where we say, oh, why did I spend money on that? Some people are so addicted to where they have a regular visit to the shopping malls in this valley, and they spend money on things they'll never use. We had a neighbor at one time who would love to buy dresses, and her closet was full of dresses with price tags still on them because she never wore them. She didn't have a need to wear them, but she had a real addiction to acquiring them and buying them. Now, if you've got money and you want to buy something, I'll guarantee you there's a lot of folks who would be happy to sell you something. Clothes, cars, trips, well, you name it. And so the person who's addicted to spending their money will always have someone who will be happy to accommodate them. Spending addictions. So here's what happens in our society. We get trained to be customers, don't we? And when you flip on the TV at any time, in between the show that you're watching, there's several minutes of companies trying to help you spend your money, who are looking for those folks who are so addicted to spending their money that seeing the advertisement is enough motivation for them to go to their place of business. It can happen to anybody. Be aware, and I would suggest to you again, who has taught you to be addicted to spending or to be society's customer? Who? How does that fit into your belief? Are you open to changing your belief and saying, financial security is so important to me, I'm willing to spend less and live within my means so I can be financially secure, and then start to work on being financially independent, where work is optional, leisure is affordable. Okay. Now, on the other side of the equation would be a paranoid saver. And I would say with the people I start to work with in my coaching, probably, if I were to say 80% have a propensity to be more of the society's customer, addicted spender, but there is a portion of our society who are absolutely paranoid about the future and the need for them to save. Okay? The symptoms are both the same. They're both an addiction, right? One is addicted to spending, one is addicted to saving. And what about the quality of their lives when someone is addicted? Have you ever been around somebody who's been addicted to something, spending or saving, or alcohol or drugs or other things that we could add infinitum to? It's because their belief. They believe that they have to have something, and therefore they just behave accordingly. I worked with a company from Ohio, and they both worked outside the home, this husband and wife. He had a very good blue-collar job as a policeman, and she worked for a doctor's office. And as I started to work with them, I realized we were coming to some real impasses, because he loved to save money, and she, the gender doesn't make any difference, but she loved to spend money. And so, because they lived in Ohio, I never met them face to face. We would just talk on the phone on a conference call. But I remember times where they would start to argue with each other, with me on the line out here in Salt Lake, over what they needed to do next with their money. He wanting to save more for another car. She wanting to spend more because of the upcoming holidays and birthday presents for her siblings, kids, and so forth. Eventually, they couldn't come to a consensus because they were so frustrated. They did get marriage counseling, and I don't know the rest of the story, because they were so set in their belief system that their belief system about saving money or spending money was so strong that they were heading for a divorce. They were both unwilling to meet in the middle. How sad. It doesn't have to be that way.